a lot of work to it. So we got a contractor to come in. They ripped it out one day, saw cut the end, squared everything up, and poured it the next. They were renting out 2 days. That one took us 3 weeks or longer. We had to rent equipment, begged or borrowed to get some stuff in there. So they did a fantastic job. That's a really big improvement in a really high trafficked area. We'd also partnered with the TCAT, the welding program, to get us some handrails built for each end of the grandstands. We've just had some 2x4s up there. Not the best solution. So they have fabricated some handrails out of steel with brackets. They've got all that fabbed up. They came and test fitted the other day, left the rails with us. We've took them to the powder coater, and they are in the process of being powder coated right now. And we hope to get them back the end of this week, first of next week, and get them installed. And then the handrails that are going up through the center, we installed those a few years ago, but they didn't go all the way to the top. Well, we had a donor, fair board member, that bought and donated the brackets. They're little movable brackets. You can make whatever angle you want, and then bases for it. The fair bought the conduit, and then we've been installing those ourselves to take the handrails further on up to the top on the interior. So that's some good safety improvements there that we're making to that structure. The women's building, one of the things that I'm most excited about, I've been wanting to do this ever since I was president. We've brought somebody in to sand that floor in the back. The original part of the building has a concrete floor that was added onto in 77, 78, I believe. And that floor has been there untouched ever since. And we've tried to clean it. So we've got a guy coming in to sand it, and then we're going to finish it. We're just going to put an oil finish on it. The oil, matter of fact, arrived today, came to my house. And I'm really excited to see what that's going to look like, just to dress that building up. Of course, some of y'all may know this and some of you may not, but it's, let me tell you, it looks a lot different right now because he's about done sanding.
Is that where Johnny at? You've done some repair?
Well, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to say the guy that did that work was just needed gas money. He's on his way to Alaska.
Okay, that's
But yes, he volunteered his time. Cumberland Lumber donated about 150 square foot of flooring that matched what we've got. Very nice of them. And Johnny donated his time and talent and fixed some bad places. We had a little bit of termite damage and some wood damage. And for the most part, all that's cleaned up. And when that guy gets done, we're going to start finishing. Like I said, it's just an oil finish, so it won't get tore up with people walking. Let's see. We got a contractor coming to work on the gable end out by the road. That vinyl is just coming all apart. It's been up. Well, I guess it's been up since the 70s. Also. It's just deteriorating, falling down. We've got a vent up there that's leaking, letting rainwater blow in. They're going to fix that. And then I've got a legal pad with a to-do list in here that's a little over 3 pages long with just a bunch of little stuff. The youth fair board is out there. They've been working in the chicken house the last couple of Saturdays doing some cleaning up. We're doing a lot of cleaning, a lot of maintenance. Something else we did in the grandstands, which we didn't do. We had a contractor come in. We've got some new roll-up doors on each end. We had a couple of doors where we're going to have to do something with, and somebody got the idea. It's like, well, why don't we look at getting some like garage roll-up doors? So we got a guy come in and priced them, and we did a little bit of framing, and then he installed the doors. And they're in. We're actually painting what we've framed right now and took the old doors down. So we're in the process of that. I think that's going to be a really long-term fix to that because the old doors were on the sliding track system on the outside. These roll-up doors are on the inside. So those mechanisms, everything up there, it won't get any weather. They all last a really long time. So we're just wide open, doing the best we can with what we got in a short period of time. Which we wait till, you kind of have to wait till right before the fair to do a lot of stuff, or you're going to end up doing it again as far as like cleanliness and the presentation and stuff. So it's like we were talking when I got here, it's my personal mission to make that fairgrounds look as good as it possibly can, because I want people that's never been here before to our fair, never been to Warren County before, come in and look at that and leave impressed. So that's what we're doing.
Good report. Anybody have any questions for Regan?
I think most people that come to our fair are impressed.
So I hope so.
I seen Sunday that the fair is in Cookville, but somebody said that was the last year at that fairgrounds. They're moving or something.
Yes, I think their county owns that fairgrounds, and it's worth a lot more, and it's something else.
Right.
And I think they've decided to move on. They've already bought some property, working on it. It's going to be like a park owned by the county with a multi-use facility adjoining it, and then like I think Putnam County, the way they're set up, they have to rent that fairgrounds from the county to have their event and stuff.
I bet you that's what they're putting in, and somebody may know down there off that New Tennessee Boulevard, because they're putting a,
And that's their conference, their visitor center.
yeah,
Going there.
but I wonder if that's where they're gonna put the fairgrounds down there off
I think
that,
it's further out.
I can't remember.
further out than that.
Yeah,
We were down there 2 years ago.
Well, they're just
I can
fine.
ask Amy on it.
That's fine. I mean, I
Why don't you
was just
stay on them?
curious, but, I didn't go down to the fair, but it's not any larger than ours.
It's their 99th.
As far as attendance goes, we're nearly twice the size of them.
Is that right?
See, that's, and I just did a thing, when I was on the radio show just the other day. I double checked. Warren County is 38th in population now, 43,000 people. And as far as I know, the only two county fairs bigger than us is Wilson County and Williamson County. Now there's some regional fairs that are
Well,
bigger than
Wilson's
us.
is a state fair though, isn't it?
Yeah, Wilson
Yes.
County State Fair, there, of course, Wilson County is like 170 some odd thousand people. And Williamson County is over 200,000 people. They're both in the top 10 in population. Like I said, Warren County's 38, 43,000. And we're doing 165 to 170,000 people in 9 days. Matter of fact,
I think that number is extremely low.
we've had some discussions with some other people too that think that may be low too. They think we're all over 200, but I tend to err on the side
When
of
we
caution.
pulled the data, the phone data, the Placer data last year, it showed 106,000. And that was anybody above the age of 18 that has their location turned on their phone. And we know a majority of people just in Warren County do not keep their
I'm pretty sure
location
mine don't.
on their phone on. And then you have to think of families with children that are attending the
Right.
fair. So, because the majority of what was on there were families with, I think it was three kids. It wasn't just 2 plus kids, it was 3 kids. And so just that, I told them, I was like, I think we're definitely up to 200.
And of course, we're free, and that's something that nobody else in the state of Tennessee is doing. You know, and there may be another free fair out there. If there is, I don't know where it's at. But I can guarantee you nobody's doing what we're doing at the size and scale that we're doing. So that's something that we're proud of.
That's what impresses people,
Yeah,
Mhm.
as far as
we
to
have
have the fair
visitors.
we have and it be free.
Yes.
We'll have people from 5, 6 different fair boards from across the state every year come to our fair just to see, because they don't believe it sometimes when we tell them, and they come and, so, I mean, Tennessee's 2024 AA state champion last year, we're riding that. That makes us eligible for the 2025 overall champion, overall best fair in the state. I think we got the best fair in the state anyway. And I'm like, we're not necessarily out there chasing the trophy this year. We're just doing what we always do. We're trying to make the 2025 fair better than the 2024 fair. So that's what we've been doing ever since I've been president.
Your book looks good.
Well, thank you. But, we're pretty proud of that. We like that logo on the front.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Well, and that's
It's bright and colorful.
what we're kind of doing a corn theme this year with some decorations and stuff. And that's a play on our championship, cream of the crop. So
Right.
It's kind of tongue in cheek.
Right.
It's the same carnival company.
Yes. Crescent City Amusements. Matter of fact, I got to call him tonight. We're fixing to go to the fair board meeting, and we're going to have a conference call with him hopefully after the meeting to work out some things, online ticket sales and whatnot. But he's up in, he's about 10 miles from Canada right now, enjoying the low community.
Motion to approve.
Had a motion by Commissioner Hillis to have a second. Second, Commissioner Martin. Anyone want to speak to the motion? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes, or the report is accepted 4-0. Note that, Mr. Thank you very much, and good luck on your next meeting. Hope it goes you have as much fun there as you did.
It varies wildly. This is the last planning, and there's gonna be a lot of stuff to discuss and work out, but.
I'm not for sure, I'll have to look, but that's starting to feel, we may have to have our meeting out at the fair next month.
That'll work.
Are you gonna buy everybody something?
Huh?
You gonna buy everybody stuff?
He's gonna buy everybody something. Did you hear that?
I don't think I heard that.
I heard that.
Well,
I think I'm
I
gonna
heard
go
Bill
to
Walker's buying everybody something.
Hey, Carl's buying everybody content.
If you want to, I'll find you a place where you can have it.
All right, I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me
Yeah,
know.
that'd be good.
We'll probably do that.
Okay,
All right.
just let me know.
All right.
I'll hook you up.
Thank you.
Get everybody in free.
And look, if it's chicken sale.
Yeah, get everybody in.
Everybody gets in
Yeah,
for it.
free parking too, isn't it?
Yeah. See y'all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'll have to text that to Emily or I'll forget it. All righty.
I'll try to remind you.
So you need to text
We'll
them.
start back at the top and we'll let Wendy from the Industrial Development Board, we'll take her, everyone has,
You should all
her
have
report.
the report. A couple things that I wanted to highlight. So last week, they did hold the pre-construction meeting on the sewer respect project. Westmoreland held that. Crystal went for me. I was in Nashville for another meeting. But that's moving forward. Then either Friday or Monday, I will be in Nashville meeting with Middle Tennessee Industrial, ECD, and some other partners looking at what some other communities are doing. We had found 2 other communities that are in similar situations with a project where the community or the economic development has taken on the asset, the ownership of it, and so we're going to go and chat with them. One of them we thought was really similar. It's not, but we're trying to look at all of our options moving forward because we know to reduce sprawl and things in other areas of the county when we want to keep as much of our industrial together. And so we just need to be strategically planning that for the future. So I'll be meeting with those partners later this week or Monday. We did get the rest of the information back on the Linden site. We had some anomalies they had found there in the ground. It's not any sinkholes or anything. It's all fine, but there would need to be deep foundations done with any building projects on that site. So we're aware of that now. We held our second quarterly industry luncheon last week at the ARTC. Workforce is kind of the focus. We had speakers. Jason Stanley from Nissan was there talking on the Nissan Centers for Excellent Partnership with the high school. And then Tracy spoke on our CTE programs. And then we were educating industry on how they could partner with Nissan on that program for workforce training because I think I've mentioned before, but our Warren County students aren't allowed to travel out of the county for work-based learning projects. So we're trying to find other industry, Bridgestone, others, for example, that could partner with Nissan to fill that hole here.
Talking about the high school.
Because we don't want a bunch of 17-year-olds driving the Deckard on 24 to go to Nissan. So we're working to kind of build the gaps and find some other partners so they can.
Do you have any luck?
We've got several that are interested. We've got 2 or 3 other companies that are interested in starting back to do. We're going to start doing some. October is National Manufacturing Month, and so we're lining up some in-house tours with the high school for instead of having career day, well, they do career day too, but trying to make that more of a go on site, see all the things that they're going to see.
Do you go into certain classes with that, or is that just a school?
We'll be doing it through CTE. Probably we'll pick out there's probably 4 or 5 of the different CTE programs that we'll pick out. If that's manufacturing, depending on what we do, we'll probably pull construction out, welding. There's several of them that we'll be pulling out to see what we can do there. And then November is actually National Apprenticeship Month. So we'll be working with TCAT and Motlow on doing some other things for that month that might be outside of manufacturing but still offer apprenticeship type programs. But it was a really great turnout. We had probably 6 industries represented. Our first one, we had 10 there this time. So we're starting to get more feedback. And the ones that aren't in attendance are hearing from others and they're reaching out to get the information that we covered during the meeting. So that's been really good. Right now we're working 5 projects pretty hard. And then we've had 7 this month, RFIs picked back up. We've received 7 RFIs, request information for properties, and we've actually met 5 of the 7 with properties that we have available in the county, either that are publicly or privately held. And then Birchville Heights, their project, so we have a development group that is applied to the state for an affordable housing project. I've mentioned that before. They were approved through the state. I believe they only approve like 40 to 50 projects a year, and they were one of them. So we've been having calls with them, and so at our next board meeting, we'll be discussing with the attorneys on a bond resolution for the IDB to issue the bonds for that affordable housing project. And then the BRAG grant, we had applied for BRAG, which is the Brownfield Redevelopment Grant, for phase 1 and phase 2 testing on properties. The city of McMinnville also applied for 2 different properties. We were supposed to have heard back in July. They've had somebody that's had to leave out of their office unexpectedly, and so it's pushed some of that. We're hoping to hear in the next couple of weeks, but from what we've heard, it's looking very positive for the applications. And those will be very, very good to receive. We did also put in an identification grant, so that would be where we could hire a engineering firm to go all around the county and help identify brownfield sites. Upper Cumberland Development also put in an application for all 14 counties. And so we've agreed to drop our ID grant and just fall under theirs because they'll be doing all the admin for ours anyway. So we're hoping that'll be pretty positive. And then the SDG grant, or letter of intent, is due on the 21st of this month, and we'll be submitting a new SDG. We'll be finalizing it on the 19th, but we'll either be going for another due diligence project or for a capital project, probably to build a road, a maintenance road into the site behind the spec building.
Any questions for Wendy?
You know what's going on over at the old paramedic? Yeah, that you can talk about.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Positive things are happening. We should have some movement on that pretty soon.
You didn't say, but they are moving forward on the sewer.
Yes. So after y'all had attended our Ryan and Terry, y'all had attended our meeting, and some of you went to West Orange, and they approved that night to go ahead and hold pre-construction and start construction. And then we just have to work out the agreement on how that will be handled once it's completed.
Okay.
So we're looking at all avenues before we sign those agreements, because as you know, regardless, it'll be about a 40, 50-year commitment.
Are you talking about who's gonna maintain ownership?
The option, the 2 agreements that have been discussed thus far is, someone is gonna have to pay for depreciation, operations, and maintenance on the line and the pump station, or take ownership and cover operations and maintenance. And so, from my perspective now, if we're gonna have to pay for all of it,
You can
the
stay.
discussion has been, why not own the capacity on the line?
Right.
And be able to determine where that goes in the future. So, but we've had some conversations with the board, but like I said, I'm gonna have meetings with MTIDA and ECD, some of their site development people that work a lot more on this, statewide, and kind of see where they feel, because we wanna make sure we make the best decision moving forward, because the people have to deal with this after we're long gone, so we wanna make the right decisions.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Hillis, second Commissioner Martin. Anyone want to speak to the motion?
Oh my purse.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes 4-0. Thank you, Wendy. All right.
My purse.
You heading for the mountain, ain't you?
Again.
Heading for the mountain.
My purse.
Mr. Heath Noakes, Agriculture Extension, will accept your report.
Yes, I apologize for the wait. Let me get that out of the way, but we're excited for the first time since April of last year. We're fully staffed. Ms. Piper Smith is our new FCS agent to fill this position, and Nate Baker is our new 4-H agent. It hit me going home last week. In 9 months, I went from being the second to youngest
To the oldest.
to the oldest. Well, if you don't think that don't make you feel a little something, but we're all just trying to survive in a fog of training. Very impressed. Piper comes to us. She's taking her registered dietitian's exam. I think next month. She's preparing for that, so that ought to give her a huge new amount of audiences to work with. Nate's an old hand. He's been through the program. He loves the fair, so he used to manage Cumberland Biscuit Company, so I think he'll be a fair hand in the funnel cake booth at the fair. That's what we're all geared up for this time of year. Next Tuesday, we have our row crops field night. It's out at Austin Berry's, and we'll have the UT corn plot on display. The beans got grounded out, and we just have corn plot. But Gary understands about that.
Oh,
And the other big thing I'm working on is a program to get everybody's chemical card recertified. During the past recertification cycle, Tennessee Department of Ag want everybody to have 3 educational hours. So turns out that we can get those 3 educational hours in 3 years. So I'm working on the program. They said they would approve it, and we'll have a recertification cycle just for Warren County here, since we have, I think we got more than anybody in the state. We got around 375 people with chemical cards, and I'm excited about that. I think it will, we can have some stuff in there that will interest everybody, because what I get, is either, well, perhaps for row crop,
Right.
people don't benefit our industry, much at all. But that's what's going on in the extension office. Come on down. We'd love to see you. And y'all should have a report. I give it to Miss Woodley somewhere in there. She said she's going to put it in your packet.
I think so.
All right.
That's 4-H camp went well then.
4-H camp went well.
Yeah, you did have.
We took 98 kids. We had a large time. After the meeting, I'll tell you some camp stories. But, I mean, it was.
Well, there may be some, you had little Cole Taylor with you, so there may be some stories.
Yeah, and I tell you, if you're walking by a door and hear him talking, you'll stop and look for Cole.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't see him, there's no difference. But we had a good time. Camp went great. Everybody got fed and everybody made it there safe and got home safe.
Good deal.
Had a big time.
Did you even go? You said it went great.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Hill. Second, Commissioner Martin. Does anyone want to speak to the motion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Passes 4-0. Mr. Dyer, we'll take the report from my report.
Oh, okay. You have my report in front of you. I'm sure you haven't had a chance to look at it much, but July was a good month. We had a lot of activity, sold more fuel than normal, so the contribution was a little higher than normal, which was good. There are 3 things that are of significance that went on. The A-26, the Douglas Invader that's been there for 3 years, finally left permanently, and they have gotten all the way to Poland. Took them about a week to fly from Warren County to Poland, but they did it. And we believe that the commercial aviation mechanics shop there at the airport would like to rent half of the space to expand their operation. So it won't stay empty long. We've got some surplus equipment spread out there that we're going to auction off. As soon as that's gone, it'll clear the space, and Pegasus Aircraft wants to take that over. The other thing is that we're progressing with the deal with Mr. Bourne. We have a new arrangement, a new agreement draft, which I will send to him tomorrow, that Mr. Bratcher wrote and the commission reviewed yesterday. And so that'll be going out for him. Hopefully that will be progressing. And the most exciting thing is the concrete pad is down for our maintenance building. The kit will be delivered Friday, and they'll start putting it up on Monday. And it's been a long time coming. So.
How many hangers will that free up?
Two. One almost immediately. The other, we've got some stuff that we hate to leave in a building that doesn't have any ends.
Okay.
It can't be enclosed. So as soon as we can enclose it and block it, then we can get out of the other one also.
Very well.
And it'll also clear up some space that's in the community hangar. Right now, we have a gentleman that keeps his pontoons there, and he swaps them over. He puts the pontoons on in the spring and takes them off in the fall. But there isn't any reason why that can't be stored there also, and that'll free up a little more room.
Okay, good deal.
So it's gonna be a big advantage.
Move to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Lee. Second, Commissioner Martin. Anyone want to speak to the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Mr. Day.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. When's the next breakfast?
It's the third, so that.
Third
yeah,
Saturday.
2 weeks from this past weekend.
Third Saturday. Well, we've all been waiting this moment. We'll have a report from soil conservation from
I'm glad I got
Mr.
invited.
Neil Walker.
I'm glad I got invited here. You guys are annual report. You're a taxpayer. Anything you got there? Is that the one that come?
Hey, that's mine.
Oh, okay. It
Memorial
looked like
Airport.
one that Carl keeps stealing.
That comes from the airport.
Oh, well, see, we got some about the same way.
I need one of them too.
Because Gary's probably got 10 in his pocket.
Although I
got
one
anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good.
This is our, basically our annual report. We just finished this up the other day. Things weren't as good this year as on the federal side, as y'all well know. NRCS got a lot of their funding cuts. So, of course, their fiscal year goes through September 30th. So we might still get some federal money, but right now, basically over on the second page, we've just got a total 8 contracts for $210,992. And then under the other conservation stewardship program, which is a 5-year program, 128, which is not too bad for that, with 2 contracts. But the Tennessee Department of Ag, that comes from the real estate transfer tax. That's where all that money comes from. As Brad and Gary know, we've been having some issues on getting very much money out of the state, and we still have not got our contract for fiscal year 26 yet. Some counties are slowly starting. Clark Hollis, our state advisor, he came by yesterday, and Cannon and Bedford County, which are 2 counties he covers, and got theirs yesterday. But there's been a change of the guard in that department, and there's been a lot of complaints, and it still hasn't got any better. But we're hoping to get, 100,000 more maybe for looking, but we won't know until they get it. But the real estate transfer tax should still be booming across the state. I haven't seen any numbers, but that's where all this money comes from. So
You think it still is, yes?
yeah, I think the last time I heard, the Tennessee Department of Ag Water Resources gets 5 or 6 cents out of every dollar across the state, and then they give it out to all 95 soil conservation districts. So there should be money there,
Well,
but they're just not.
as much agriculture as we have going, Warren County should get their fair share.
But they don't look at it that way. I really don't know how they look at it, to be honest with you. And I've been doing this for almost 28 years. What their rhyme or reason. we requested, what, 515,000 is what our request was. Which we know we're not gonna get it, but if you don't ask for it, you're sure not gonna get it, so. We're expecting maybe 100,000 this go around, and then later on in the fall, when they do the second allotment, maybe get some more. But we did not request any equipment this past year, even though we had one person that wanted a litter spreader so bad. I think he'll just go buy his own, as much as he's got a use for it. But a couple of board members have mentioned, we need to look at something, but it's like, well, what do we get? So that may be a proposal we ask later on this fall.
These two board members here, I would suggest a litter spreader would be a good deal.
I think the newest one would come and help clean it up too, wouldn't you?
Wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I know the oldest one won't. He'll pull the chairman thing.
So it appears that they're pushing for more pasture and hayland.
Well, that's what, we've got several contracts, that's what I was gonna say, we've got several contracts that people on fencing and water tanks, they just hadn't completed them, didn't get them completed before June 30th, so that's why, if we didn't pay something, I don't add the numbers on here.
Right.
This is stuff that actually a landowner in Warren County got the check for, or will get the check for in the federal cases.
Right.
Because it can actually be brought.
Most of the water tanks and stuff, they got to fence
430,000.
off creeks and stuff too first.
With the state of Tennessee, this program, you have to protect waters of the state somehow or another, either fence off a sinkhole, a spring, a creek, ditch, to qualify for that. Now, the seeding and cover crops, you don't have to. It's if you're putting a crop back in the grass.
Right.
But
They're pushing for more pasture land and hayland, it looks like.
well,
That's what
they're not necessarily pushing for it, but I think it's the economics because the crops are so cheap. I mean, crop prices are in the pits.
And cattle are high.
And cattle are super high. So, I mean, it's a cycle, but it's, but we also we've done a river cleanup for years and years, and Rotary approached us about, sponsoring a mile, and it's turned into a mile and a half because Ben Loman didn't want to hold 2 miles. They just wanted a mile and a half so they could get out at the VFW boat ramp. So we're technically a mile and a half. So, we sponsor that. And then Randall Loftus was our conservation farmer, and that's a little write-up about him. So, and, we do a lot of outreach. We used to have to keep up with how many people that we did each thing. We don't have to do that anymore, but I'm saying we probably easily 2,500 people that we either went and spoke to groups or assisted, and like in UT don't ever ask us too much. I don't know. I guess we're more welcome now. And like us, you even had a limited office, and you don't go out and do field days with a limited office.
I don't think that they're looking for anything extra to spend money on because they're cutting corners too.
Yeah. So
And he's.
Now our programs, they take place at night. It's hard to get some workers to come talk.
I gotta be invited. Hey, I even try to feed you breakfast, and you still won't come. Somebody had to go meet his big boss the last time. But no, our outreach, we probably 2,500 to 3,000 people that we've actually, and of course the fair, we heard the fair numbers. If you technically take the fair booth, you have 100 to 300,000 that walk by. But anyway, the main thing I think y'all need to look at is how much money our little office brings in. And this year, as of June 30th, end of the fiscal year, was $430,877.69. So, and they tell us in all meetings that turns over at least 7 times in your local area, $1. And it may be more than that now because we hadn't had an economics training in years. But the last time we had one, they said
Turns over 7 times.
Ever federal and state cost share dollar that, and like I said, that was probably 6-7 years ago.
That's 30 years ago.
Pretty
And
rough looking committee.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I would not turn over on the other side because that might be something you want to put in your garden. Speaking of gardens, we've helped diversify towers with a garden, and somebody went and raided the tomato patch we heard at the last board meeting.
Really?
Right.
And he didn't even do it.
Oh,
No, don't blame her.
She
You
rolled
said you
on
wound
that.
up with him. No, it was funny. We, the board voted to give them some money to help them with their garden. And Brad said, you don't believe, said, my wife brought home 2 tomatoes from that garden. I said, well, at least he made 2. But also keep in mind, we do have, this is taxpayer funded through the same state funds, this equipment, but it's open to anybody that needs to rent it. We're not out there trying to make money off of it, but we also can't just let them have it. But we've had a good year. We still lacking district conservationists on the federal side. That's really the person that's over the NRCS side of the office, but we have got confirmation that Adam Daugherty, who used to be the conservationist in Coffee County, applied for a lateral. They finally opened it up where people could apply for laterals in the federal government. So he applied for that. Don't know when his start date is, but probably sometime in September. So hopefully our office will get a little bit more stability. Because, I'm the old fart. Heath is talking about being the second oldest.
I was the second youngest with the oldest.
Oh, okay. Well, I used to be the youngest many years ago. Now I'm the oldest and been there longer than some of them been alive. That's what's bad.
It does happen.
Some of them's not even 28 years old yet.
Yeah.
But everything seems to be going good. We appreciate the support from the county. I know that I don't usually have much to report except maybe once or twice a year, but I think, maybe, I know Neely justifies her salary. The other office person maybe question whether he justifies his or not. But yeah, keep that in mind. Every dollar we bring in, that's a lot of dollars it turns over. And hopefully, also, that's what I was going to say, the federal government, passed that big, beautiful bill or something. I mean, that sounds almost like a joke saying that, but anyway, that has $66 billion for farm programs in it. So hopefully our federal side of the programs will pick back up this coming year.
But if they don't locate those funds, they may never land. Because they've had stuff like that before and they never could
Well, see,
appropriate the funds. And when they
That's
can't
like
appropriate the funds, they just cut it.
the previous administration had all that inflation reduction bill passed. All that money has disappeared now. So the people that got approved for 2 years on the federal side, their money's locked in, whatever they were approved for. But say like we needed to modify a contract, add more to it, something needed to be changed, there's no money for that. They're stuck with whatever it is. They will get what they were promised.
That's like that ECP money.
Yes.
A lot of it, it's still never been appropriated. They had so much fraud in it, they shut it
Yeah.
down and they've never opened it back up.
And then one other thing, the 3 of y'all are familiar with it, but the emergency watershed program, which is the roads that we're working with county roads, should have already been done, but we have to wait on engineers. Engineering is down to 2 engineers for our whole area now, and it's been a headache on top of headaches. But all 3 projects, let's see, Woodland Creek, Turner's Bend, and Robert Smith Road
I will tell you,
is approved, and we're slowly working through it.
I will tell you that there was a guy on Robert Smith Road the other day looking to see if there was any snails or minnows or anything that
Yeah.
would be affected.
Yeah. We see TDEC has to check those, and the Corps of Engineers has to give us them. And it's like, I always thought the Corps of Engineers, if it wasn't something you could run a boat up and down, they didn't care, but they do now.
Yeah.
So the permits have not been that bad. It's just our engineering staff in Cookville has just been dragging their feet. But the money is
If there's only
appropriate
2
for
of them,
that.
they may.
Yeah.
Everything moves like a turtle.
Well, first off, they did all that survey work and their GPS contraptions they used. They went crazy, lost all their survey work, and so had to come back and resurvey it. Then TWRA was thinking there was some kind of, Mena that's up there around Turner's Bend. So if we do it anytime like July, it has to do a sweep and all this. Well, they finally, the guy was up there, I'd say fishing. He just sent Neely an email one day and says, I was up there over the weekend, or that other side is, said, there's no way there'll be any of those minnows there. Said it's too deep of water. So you don't have to worry about it. And I said, yeah, he was up there fishing, probably floating the Collins River. But anyway, we don't have to worry about that. But yes, the Robert Smith was turned in a couple of weeks ago, so that's why it is over there.
Yeah.
But that's all still going. It's just, it's dragging.
Yeah, it'd take a year and a half.
But our time's running out is the problem. So somebody's gonna have to either Nashville take over the project and get the designs, because that's all they're waiting on is the design now. So that's probably gonna be $100,000 plus, probably federal dollars. I hadn't seen the final cost on it, but that stuff is so expensive anymore.
That bridge at Heavy Hills Creek is part of that program, isn't it?
Not at Hills Creek. That's the replacement.
No, the one where it's getting ready to redo.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
I
about.
thought it was part of that program.
No, it was not on USDA. It may be some other federal.
Yeah.
Our projects only fix spots that get washed away in a flood event. And
It has to be
This one-
attached to a flood.
yeah, it has to be attached to a flood event. I mean, it also can, water departments, telephone companies, stuff like that can apply for it too, not just, but around here, county roads in most counties is
They
what.
fixed that up there at Hills Creek.
Yeah, we
Well, we're
fixed
doing
one.
another one though,
Oh, okay.
on further up. We awarded the bid for it last year.
Yeah, that's actual bridge replacement. No, that don't have.
No,
anything
he's
to do-
they're gonna use the same beams.
Okay,
They're just
well,
gonna
whatever.
redo. It's 825 or 7,000.
It's that bridge that's got moved one time and
Yeah.
that big flood
This
back
is up there at Terry Painter's.
way on Pat. It's almost at the dead end.
Yeah,
The
that's-
one that you do almost a
that's the
90
last
degree.
one
The
up there,
last
yeah.
one, yes.
Yeah.
We actually,
That's what's running.
there was some,
Yeah, that's exactly it, yeah.
if you look at all that around B Painter Road, now that was all a previous project in the May 2000. Whenever we had that huge flood, it actually flooded everything up there.
2010, wasn't it?
No.
Back earlier.
No, it's back, it hadn't been that long ago. It's when that gentleman died and they had to get the THP helicopter
yes,
to get
yes.
him and all that.
Right.
I mean, it's the last big flood we had. That's when we had like 5 or 6 spots all over the county. But if you see all that along Big Painter and those greenhouses, that's as far as we went up that time.
Okay.
Nothing else qualified.
Well, this one, they're gonna tile around it.
I thought they fixed all them banks and stuff up there at one time, but it's been a few years. They did the banks up there, right
Along
where it comes in, it comes in this way.
B Painter, I think, was the furthest one that qualified.
Okay.
I think on our end now, they may got money somewhere else.
Now, they did do some work up there where you're talking about before on the
And
banks and
then-
stuff, changed it around.
In 20, we had a flood in 20 because our lease was up at our old building and we were kicked out, so we was able to work from home.
We have
And-
a lot of surface water, so that creates.
Yeah, but it has to affect infrastructure of the county. So that's why I said even water departments, if it is threatening a water line or sewer line, they technically can apply and see if they can get funding on it too. It's not, most time it's county roads that are washing away. We did one all the way at the very end of Hills Creek in 2021. I mean, we were at the end of Hills Creek, but the road, I don't know if y'all have been all the way at the end of it. You probably have, because somebody probably had an Amazon package.
Yeah.
And Ben Lowman had plowed a fiber line all the way up that road. And there's like 3 houses or 2 trailers and a house or something. And so that kind of limited us some, but it's still, I mean, it ain't been nothing moved. So we did go all the way to the end of Hills Creek for that one. So that might be the one you're thinking of. I forgot about it. Then along Red Road, there's 2 or 3 spots on Red Road that was in that same flood. I think it was 20. That's when that flood was. But either way, that's all still going. It's just waiting on the government.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, second by
Wow.
Mr.
Y'all afraid
Martin.
you're not gonna get a biscuit?
Anyone want to speak, anyone want to speak to the motion? All in favor say aye.
Yeah.
Any opposed? Passes 4-0. Anyone know what Commissioner Dodson is to me? Spoke to me.
Maybe on the map.
I've got to get his cell number.
Now, remember, our board meeting is open to public, because technically these two fine individuals, and thanks to one of them, it's the third Wednesday of every month, unless there's something comes up and we have to change it. But, you know, they're actually state
Actually, the
officials.
20th for this month.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of late this month. But, it is open to anybody for the sunshine laws. Now, we do feed you breakfast if you show up. It's at 8:30 there at the office. I mean,
What do you have? What do you serve?
it's Hardee's and
Sold.
donuts.
And me and Gary sitting there waiting on him to come in.
Yeah, where's he at?
Gary will be there at 7 o'clock. And it's
Oh,
like, Gary, I ain't even made the Hardee's at 7 o'clock.
I get hungry.
But yes, actually, it's a state board.
you already call it lunch if you go wait till 8 o'clock.
But yes, and we appreciate y'all. And I know Brad really appreciates getting nominated and put on the board, but we hadn't run him off yet. I gave him a per diem check the other day, so he's happy for a little while.
Good board member.
Does anyone
Anybody have any
in the
questions?
public have a comment?
Ask Heath.
Kelly, do you have any questions? Okay. All right, is there any other business that needs to come before the committee? If not, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Make a motion from Mr. Martin, second from Mr. Hillis. Anyone opposed? All in favor say aye. In 4-0.
Right.
Well, that was easy. I did all the hard work for my husband. Dadgummit.
Thank you.
See, Jim.
See you, Jim.
Did you get
Thank you.